Hi guys, welcome to Arbs Beast. This is the second video of the competition between animal Revolt Battle Simulator units. In the previous video, our volunteer was a dinosaur named Carnotaurus. This time we have come to the present time and today's participant is a mammal. Guess who is here? It comes from the North Pole and has a white wool. Oh, I can hear it, it's coming! Yes, our volunteer today is a polar bear. The polar bear is a large creature compared to today's mammals, but it is much smaller compared to the Carnotaurus in the previous video. Polar bear is closely related to the brown bear and the two species can be interbreed. The polar bear is the largest extant species of bear and land carnivore, with adult males weighing 350 to 700 kilograms, but adult females are much smaller. Polar bear is more slender than the brown bear with a narrower skull, longer neck and lower shoulder hump. The paws are large and allows the bear to walk on ice and paddle in the water. Now it's time to go, but before the game starts let me show you 10 challenges that the polar bear will face. The polar bear must cross broken bridges, break wooden and concrete walls, survive dynamite explosions, not die while jumping the stairs, escape from giant snakes, go down the world's largest slide and be able to pass the traps. The polar bear has to escape from the titans. It have to escape from the war cannons and also be able to escape through the boxing gloves and finally reach the stage of the deadly blades and ballistas. Well, this is the first challenge and the polar bear has to cross broken and dynamic bridges. The contestant who can pass quickly is more successful and of course units that are smaller and lighter have better chance of winning. As you can see, the end bridges are narrow and it is more difficult to pass them. The polar bear starts to escape. It reaches the first bridge and jumps over it very quickly. Oh my god, the polar bear fell down and can't get up. The bridge that the bear was crossing falls on the mines. The mines are exploding one by one. What do I see? The polar bear is up again. It's on third dynamic bridge and this is another success. The polar bear looks like it can't get up this time, but it could. There are still two more bridges left and now only one remains. Let's see what the polar bear will do with the last bridge and finally the polar bear succeeds and wins the blue diamond in the first stage. The polar bear was lighter than the Carnotaurus and scored better in this challenge. Let's see what it will do in the next 9 challenges. Well, here you can see the score of the polar bear. It won a blue diamond, so it gets 100 points. Now it's time to move on to the second challenge. This time the polar bear has to pass through wooden and concrete walls. Destroying the initial walls is easy, but gradually becomes difficult. The walls in the last stage are arranged in several layers and are thicker and taller, and at the end there is a golden wall and behind it stands a girl, and hungry polar bear will have a delicious lunch if it can keep going that far. But the main purpose is the blue diamond. Bears are always hungry, and this time the bear will do its best to get the food. Let's see what the polar bear will do. It must first pass through 3 single-layer wooden walls. It's very easy to destroy these walls. The polar bear crossed the second wall and now the third wall. Now it's a bronze medalist. The polar bear can easily pass through single-layer concrete walls without slowing down a bit. It also passed through 2-layer wooden wall. Oh, but the speed of the bear slowed down a bit when it passed through double-layer concrete wall. That's incredible. It's so easy to go through wooden walls. Oh, finally the polar bear stopped. It's a 3-layer concrete wall made up of cylindrical pieces and the polar bear is stuck behind it. But what I'm seeing, this is incredible. The bear made a small hole in the concrete wall. Do you think it will be able to get through this wall? In this case, the polar bear will get the red diamond. I sped up the video a bit to avoid wasting time. Now we see another success of the polar bear. The polar bear was very hungry and tried hard, but I must admit that no matter how hard the polar bear tried, it was impossible to pass through the next wall. This time, the polar bear cannot move the concrete blocks, but it is admirable that it has reached this stage. I didn't think it could get such a good score from this stage. Anyway, it did. The polar bear stops 3 walls away from a delicious meal, and what it gets is a red diamond. Well, the red diamond is equal to 80 points, and the polar bear now has 180 points. Let's go to next challenge. In challenge number 3, you will see the polar bear's resistance to dynamite explosion. It will move in a straight path and the dynamite will explode one by one. To get the blue diamond, the polar bear must survive 8 dynamite explosions. If it succeeds, we will have an amazing goodbye party for it at the end. The polar bear reaches the first dynamite. Oh my god, the first explosion throws it all the way back. Unbelievable, the polar bear is the largest carnivorous mammal on land. The bear is apparently injured, but he gets up and quickly moves forward again. If it survives the next explosion, it can get the bronze medal. What? The polar bear cheated and won the bronze medal? Wow! But it cannot continue and is thrown out of the way in the next dynamite explosion. If it would have survived this dynamite, it would have won the silver medal, but it's over now, and the only thing the polar bear gets from this challenge is a bronze medal. Oh, look at the polar bear's eyes, it must be so shocked, it was able to get just 20 points from this challenge. Let's go to challenge number 4. It's very simple. All the polar bear has to do here is to jump down the stairs. The initial stairs are very short and easy for everyone to pass, but gradually they get higher and higher, and the polar bear suddenly realizes that it has to jump from a place that is much higher than itself. The polar bear takes a quick start again. It will jump from the first stairs easily, and to get the first medal, it has to jump for 6 times. The polar bear is a heavy mammal, and its body structure is not very suitable for jumping from high places, so I don't expect much from it to get high score from this challenge. Now the polar bear won the first medal. It will be a bit difficult to jump the next stairs, and as I said, the polar bear fell to the ground on step number 7. The polar bear is back on its feet and one more jump to take the silver medal. It will win the silver medal if it rises again. Oh yeah, the polar bear could. I'm very excited to see how far the polar bear will go. But this time, I think the polar bear has been seriously injured. It doesn't move at all. So step number 9 was the last step for the polar bear, and it gets a silver medal from this challenge. Polar bear was able to get 40 points from challenge number 4. Now it's time to go to challenge number 5. In challenge number 5, the polar bear must escape from giant snakes. These snakes are tight and above, and they are everywhere on the course and will attack participants from all directions. From side of the road, from inside the wall, from below, from above, from everywhere. Only the fastest can escape from these snakes. In the previous video, carnivores couldn't get any points from this challenge, but the polar bear is smaller and faster. That's why it can escape more easily than the dinosaur. The game starts and the brave polar bear is ready to dodge the attacks of giant snakes. Just one small mistake from the bear will cause the snakes to hunt it down. The polar bear manages to escape from the rampant snakes. Now enters the second part. The snakes hiding behind the wall attack the polar bear one by one. It's really amazing! The polar bear succeeds and now it has a gold medal. But the game is not over. The snakes are everywhere and this is only middle of the road. I believe in polar bear, what's your opinion? Its work is wonderful, isn't it? It reached the red diamond and now has to cross the deadly bridge of snakes. Oh, one of the snakes came on the bridge, but luckily the polar bear could escape from all of them. The polar bear reached the flag. It gets a blue diamond from challenge number 5, which is worth 100 points. Now we have reached the middle of the video and you are going to see challenge number 6 out of 10. This is probably the biggest and deadliest slide you will ever see. There are many holes in it and the polar bear must be careful not to fall through them. This is a lava pool and if any of the units lose their balance they will fall into it. Again a slide with many holes and finally the polar bear reached the golden wall and this is the end of the slide. But it's not over. After that it have to jump 3 times and it's going to lose with the smallest mistake. It have to jump over the pool first. But it's a deadly pool and inside there are hungry mosasaurs waiting for food. They're actually waiting for polar bear to fall into it. And again a lava pool. And in the last stage, the polar bear must jump over the carnivorous plants. They look dangerous and when I look at them up close, I have to admit that they're disgusting. The polar bear must pass all the challenges to get the blue diamond. Let's see what it will do this time. Now we see the bear running towards the slide and very quickly makes an erratic jump. It has no control over its descent. It has completely lost its balance, but it is very lucky that it doesn't deviate from the path and hasn't fallen through any of the holes so far. It approaches the lava pool and luckily it is sliding the middle of the slide and most likely won't fall into the lava pool. The polar bear didn't fall and now has a bronze medal. It continues on its way and has to jump down from a high place and slide again to reach the golden wall. Oh my god. The polar bear has lost its balance again. It tries its best to stand up and runs on its own feet, but it cannot because of the obstacles on its way. Sometimes it seems that it is succeeding, but no, it loses its balance again. But what does it matter? The polar bear reached the golden wall and now has a silver medal. There are no more slides after this, but there are still 3 dangerous parts left. The polar bear must make 3 deadly jumps. Its first jump is from the pool of sea monsters. The polar bear jumps again. With a small miscalculation, falling into the Mosasaurus bowl, the polar bear must be careful, but this time is also lucky. The polar bear also gets the gold medal here, and now it's time to jump over the second lava pool. It falls right next to the red diamond. The polar bear is still on its way and is just 1 more jump away from getting the blue diamond, 1 jump over the carnivore's plans, and just 1 jump away from a major success in one of the hardest challenges of the Arbs Beast. This time the polar bear deviated slightly. The carnivore plants were waiting for it to fall, but it is still alive, and now we have to celebrate it. I have prepared something special for it at the end. Now you see, this is a well-deserved victory. I never believed that polar bear could go this far. The polar bear reached the flag, and this is what I had prepared for you. Explosions on both sides of the flag, but it seemed that there was a problem and the dynamites on one side didn't explode. I need to talk to Arbs Beast facilities, such problems shouldn't occur. Anyway, the polar bear got a blue diamond from this challenge. It must be very happy now. This is the werewolf, the one responsible for building and repairing the challenges, and I have to punish it because of the explosion problem in the previous challenge. I think this punch is enough for that, and I hope no mistakes are repeated again. Let's get back to the game. In challenge number 6, the polar bear got a blue diamond, which is equal to 100 points. If you have seen Attack on Titan, you must know these giants very well. This time, in order to reach the blue diamond, the polar bear has to pass through 3 walls. It frees the horseman from prison, and after passing through the first wall, it encounters the beast titan. It is very difficult to escape from it, and if the polar bear succeeds, it will win the gold medal at the very beginning. In the second wall, the most dangerous giant is the armored titan, and the last giant that the polar bear must escape from is the colossal titan. The colossal titan is very strong, and if polar bear takes even 1 hit from this titan, it will die. Let's see what the polar bear does. The polar bear with 2 other horse riders try to free their imprisoned friends, and on the other side of the wall, cruel giants are waiting for them. The beast titan is there along with a lot of other unusual giants. Beast titan's skeleton throwing the stones, and he throws the female titan into space in the first stone throw. The beast titan made a mistake, and the polar bear was able to escape from the giants of the first wall. The polar bear enters the territory of the armored titan. The titans were waiting for them right at the entrance. The armored titan also attacks the horseman very quickly. Now the polar bear tries to free the other horseman and escape from the territory of the armored titan, and the polar bear succeeds. Now it just has to escape from the colossal titan. The horseman enters the colossal titan's territory, and the colossal titan is crushing them, and now the polar bear wants to escape very quickly and quietly, but the colossal titan saw the polar bear scream, and another titan stopped the polar bear. They stopped the polar bear, and this is the end of challenge number 7 for the bear. The titans continue to fight with the horses, and it was very close for the bear to escape from all the titans. Usually the colossal titan moved slowly, and his behavior today was unusual, but anyway, he's a titan and they always act up normally. The polar bear must be so shocked. It got a red diamond from this challenge, which is equal to 80 points. It's not too bad, it's a good score. Let's go to challenge number 8. In this challenge, the polar bear must escape from the war cannons. The further the units move, the closer the war cannons get to them, and in the middle I have an unexpected surprise for you. If polar bear can escape the war cannons, it will enter the room where I attach 2 wings to it, and then it can fly the rest of the way. Now it's showtime. Let's see what it will do. The polar bear enters the ramp. The war cannons fire at it. The bullets fired miss the polar bear by a short distance. It has managed to get the bronze medal so far, but it's getting harder and harder as the cannons get closer. And finally, one of the bullets hits the polar bear and throws it out of the way. The polar bear runs very fast, and I thought it would be able to dodge all the war cannons, but it wasn't. It's interesting, and this unpredictability of the challenges makes it all the more attractive. The polar bear couldn't reach the special room and get the golden wings, but in the next videos you will see units that will. From this challenge, the polar bear is awarded the silver medal. It gets 40 points from challenge number 8. There are only 2 challenges left. This time the polar bear has to escape through the boxing gloves. Punches are constantly thrown at units, and if they hit units they may lose their balance and fall off the path going into a lava pool. The bottom of the path is full of dynamite, and if polar bear succeeds we will have a victory celebration with fireworks at the end of the game. The game begins and the polar bear enters the path. Punches are constantly being thrown at it. The polar bear moves very fast and doesn't get hit by punches. It dodges all the punches due to its short stature. Look closely in a slow motion too. Oh my god, the fists are only inches away from the polar bear. The polar bear succeeds this time. It passed over the lava pool and now it just has to fight the black cube. Now get ready for a big party, a big firework. This is the celebration of the victory of the polar bear. It gets 1 blue diamond from this challenge. Polar bear got 100 points from challenge number 9, and now only 1 challenge is left. The last challenge is the hardest challenge. This is the challenge number 10. Everywhere is full of sharp blades, spikes and ballistas. This challenge also starts with a ramp with a spike at the bottom, then there are the blades that spin in the air, and one of the most dangerous parts is the spinning helmet. If any of the units fall, they are given a second chance and must escape through the ballistas. Of course, if Harpoons allows them to escape. If polar bear can reach the flag, it will be given 1 additional red diamond, which means 80 more points. I'm a little late, the game has started and the polar bear has managed to pass the spike. Now it must escape from the spinning blades. Black, silver and gold blades are constantly spinning, and if they hit polar bear it will die. The polar bear escaped from them and now reaches the spinning skull. It's very lucky that it was able to escape from a rotating skull and now reaches another rotating blade, and the blade collides with bear. Oh my god, the polar bear gets stuck. The bear's legs are stuck in the gap of the wooden bridge and it's impossible for it to continue. So, the polar bear gets only 1 gold medal from the last challenge. The bear is surprised again and its eyes are swollen. Well, all dinosaurs and animals will participate in the challenges and the conditions are the same for everyone. Here we want to see which unit can get more points. As you saw, the polar bear won a gold medal in the last challenge, which is equal to 60 points. The points that the polar bear got from the previous 10 challenges are 180, 20, 40, 100, 180, 40, 100 and 60. If I add up all the points, it will be 720. 720 out of 1000. So the polar bear's score is higher than the Cornetero's and it is currently on top. Can a creature break the polar bear's record? The answer is in the next videos. I hope you like these competitions and join Arbs Beast channel. Every week one of the units will face these challenges and you will see what points they get. Thank you for watching the video until the end. I will be happy if you tell me your thoughts in the comments. Nice to meet you and I'm sure I will be even happier to meet you again. Just don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye guys.